Good evening. The regular meeting of the Richmond Board of Education will come to order. Please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Sandy, if you could please read our mission statement and take roll.
At Richmond Community Schools, we provide a quality education that empowers students to be successful in a global community. Board member Talto is absent with notice. Board member Cunningham. Here. Board member O'Donnell. Board member Bartel.
Here.
Board member Sutton.
Here.
I am board member Fortuna, and I am here. We have a quorum, and we also have both of our student representatives, Elizabeth Schaefer and Joseph Castillo.
Say Dee, but that's okay.
Oh, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry.
Board
Board
member
member Sean.
It's here.
Okay, I passed her over, I apologize. We have a quorum.
Thank you very much. Before we do approval of our agenda, we need to add one item. So we will be adding item 13B. It will be approval of resolution to lay off our Richmond Early Learning Childhood Center employees. I have it 13B. 13B?
Okay. We'll look at it. 13B.
Okay. Okay, so at this time, I need a motion to approve the amended agenda.
I motion to approve the amended agenda.
Second. Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, I'm looking for a motion to approve the consent agenda.
So moved.
Any second?
Second.
Thank you. Mr. Walmsley?
There were no questions regarding the personnel report or the minutes for the regular meeting on the 18th, on the 11th, or the special meeting on the 18th. You'll see again the district head count information is in there for the current amount of students that we have.
Anyone have any questions for Mr. Walmsley? Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. The next item on our agenda is our Blue Devil Raves. We'll start with Tracy. I don't have it. Next one, Kelly.
I don't have anything.
Candace?
I actually do not either.
Okay. Danielle?
I'm good.
Sandy?
So I just want to rave about the play, the deadline play. I went and saw it on Sunday, and it was really different, one I've never seen before because it was newer, and it was very funny. It was a little relatable, even a little bit. But it was a really good play. It was a great job by everybody. I know that there's a whole slew of people that help out, not only just the actors on the stage, but everybody else that helps out. And it was just a really good play. It was a really good laugh. So that was a good time. So that's all I have for those as far as my rates go.
Thank you. I do not have any, so we will move on. Our next item on our agenda is our student report.
All right. Start with the high school this time. 30 students attended MI Career Quest this week with Ms. Sabo and Mr. Osborne, where students visited employees in their schools for hands-on learning experiences in the areas of health services, manufacturing, advanced technology, and construction. Students in computer programming went to SC4 to learn about careers in the IT field, as well as college life in general. I heard it was also about some artificial intelligence, which is super cool. The art show, where we have all of our wonderful Richmond art students posted up in the lobby of the auditorium for things to be viewed. That'll be on December 10th. 2 days after that, December 12th, will be the official Christmas band concert. And 5 days after that, December 19th, is when the choir concert, Christmas choir concert is. CTE Fall Advisory Board meetings are underway. Both business and education in general have already occurred. and the remaining programs will hold their meetings in December. Something fun, RHS Coffee Cart started, and it's a huge success with beverages available for staff purchases on Friday mornings, kind of like Bagel Friday. Got to add in all the aspects. Academic groups with Mr. Osborne have started and are focusing on credit recovery, which is really wonderful to hear. Study skills and student goal development, motivation, all that underway, as well as a social emotional AOP group with Ms. Spencer. That's starting. The girls group started and the boys group will begin in December.
And then for middle school, they just want to shout out the girls basketball team because they're really reaching the tail end of their season. Sportsmanship, both teams have demonstrated, makes all of them very proud. The RMS food drive is going on now through December 18th, and then food items will be dropped off at the RMS building. Last Friday, we celebrated 46 students who achieved perfect attendance during the first quarter of school. Globe Bingo was a great success, and they want to thank their amazing PTO for sponsoring such an amazing event.
I heard my sister came home from that, she loved it. That was so fun. Brought home these classes or whatever. Super cool. Anyways, continue.
And then the staff and students of RMS would like to wish Mr. Walmsley and our Board of Education office and our fantastic Board of Education a very happy Thanksgiving.
In terms of the Lee School, preschool held their Thanksgiving feast today and exchanged friendship bracelets that they made in class. They also listened to a Thanksgiving story read by Mrs. Manguni. It was the perfect way to start, easing into Thanksgiving break. Lee Elementary School welcomed our teacher cadets. They were able to tour the school, meet teachers. Some former students did a lot of reminiscing on their time back in elementary school. Super great experience. This morning's PBIS assembly was on gratitude. The PBIS program stands for Positive Behavior Supports. At Lee Elementary, it's focused on recognizing positive behavior for those younger ages. They have assemblies once a month where a student from each classroom is recognized for exhibiting those characteristics. Students also receive blue tickets daily, and big drawing happiness, happens on every Friday sort of thing. It's super cool to recognize wonderful, wonderful students at elementary school.
For athletics and after school activities, Deadline finished their performances this weekend. I personally attended. I really enjoyed it. It was really good. They performed Friday and Saturday at 7 and then Sunday at 2 p.m. It was really good. Today at 4:30 and 6 o'clock, middle school basketball, girls basketball is away in Inlay City. Tomorrow there's a home hockey game versus St. Clair Shores at 7:30. And then Wednesday through Saturday this week are off for Thanksgiving.
So when they have home hockey, where do they play?
We play up.
Sorry.
Yeah.
It's we share. We're a part of like a committee that we
You know
share.
that. Where do they play?
Well, that's good, right?
No, it's
No, they play at the Mount
Mount
Clemens. They play at
Clemens
Mount
Okay,
Clemens.
yeah,
Okay.
got it.
Mount Clemens Ice Rink, which is on Gross Back.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Yeah. Okay, cool.
Sorry.
Thank you, guys. We don't say it, we hope you two have a good holidays. Nice Thanksgiving. Okay, next item on our agenda is our superintendent and legislative update, Mr. Walmsley.
I'm going to start with our legislative update. Last Tuesday, the House Education Committee began hearings on House Bill 5735, which would remove course labels from the Michigan Merit Curriculum. Doesn't change the number of credits students are required, but just the course name. Example would be instead of taking Algebra 1 Geometry and Algebra 2, you just have to have 3 years of math. So depending on what the student's math sequence is, it doesn't define the courses anymore. So, hearings were held, and the Michigan Department of Education supported this, and it was introduced by Representative Glanville. But we're watching that one, so we'll see if that's going to go through during this lame duck period. They're also introduced House or Senate bills 943 and 944, and 946 and 947. 943 and 944 really is targeted towards education management organizations that run charter schools to make sure that they require charter schools, board of directors, financial statements, and all the fringe benefits that any employee gets in charter schools to be posted on their transparency report, similar to what public schools are required to do on their financial transparency report. The second two bills, 46 and 47, talks about leasing of the properties are required that the authorizer attend public board meetings at those schools that they lease. Again, it's these bills are specifically towards charter schools, but the intent of them is to make sure that if public schools are required to do it, they too are also required to do it. A lot of testimony has been had. The ones that are in favor of this are the Michigan Department of Education, Detroit Public Schools Community District has been a large proponent. They probably have the largest number of charter schools within their boundaries, and the Michigan League for Public Policy. In opposition to this is the Mackinac Center, the Michigan Association of Public School Academies, and the Michigan Association of Charter School Authorized. So we'll watch it. Just want to make sure that they don't slide something and we have another requirement for our public school transparency. The other one that we're watching is House Bill 5594 and Senate Bill 964. This addresses work permits. Typically, work permits are issued by the school district, usually at the high school office. This bill would move the process from the schools issuing work permits to the Department of Labor and Economic Opportunity. Basically, would create an online application for students to fill out a work permit, submit it, and be approved by the Department of Labor and Economics. And currently, students have to come to the school during the summer. They usually go to a board office or central office to get those work permits filled out. It would put the definition of hours to work to align with the federal definition, rather than it's aligned based on how many hours the students in school. If they're in school less hours, they can work more hours, they can work less. It's now before the House full consideration. Schools will still, according to the current bill, would still have the authority to revoke work permits due to absences or failing grades. Again, we're just we'll see how this one plays out. There are other things that are on the docket that we anticipate in the next couple of days in the lame duck session that may or may not be introduced. One that was introduced was the cap on insurance premiums, changing that. Under its current state, would have a financial impact for the district. We would be required to cover more of the costs. So again, we're watching that. From the district level, I too attended the deadline, a murder mystery comedy. I went on Sunday. It was outstanding. Congratulations to the student performers, and what was the most impressive to me was the number of people involved in that theater program. It has grown each year, and it can only keep growing. But kudos to the two directors, Caitlin Sims and Brian Braun, and then the assistant director, Samantha Franz. They did a remarkable job with all of our students, and the students just did work for them. It was a really great performance. Last week, I also had the opportunity to go to the Richmond Middle School PTO for their Glow Bingo. I was only able to stay for a short time, but those that attended, it looked like they had a lot of fun. I know it's a lot of work when you look at all the logistics that have to go into putting that on. So I know Mrs. Pacito and Mrs. Fraley were two of them. There was a couple others I didn't catch their names of, and I didn't have them all, but thank you for those that put it on. It was a great event for the parents and students that attended. Voting began last Friday for the gingerbread houses in the culinary program. Maybe you would like to see them. They are in the staff lounge. If you want to see them before you leave tonight. If you want to cast a ballot, I think they're through today, so I hope the ballot's still there, but at least see them. Kudos to the students. They really are very unique and creative. And under the direction of Chef Bishop and our paraprofessional in that class, Ms. Dacre, they did a great job with the students. They said the board, but just as a community, they are hosting the Culinary Arts. It's their annual cookie fundraiser. You can get sugar cookies, ginger snap cookies, or chocolate chip cookies. They're $12 a dozen or 3 dozen for $28. They're taking orders through the 5th, and pickup will be on the 18th or 19th. So if you're going to a holiday function and you need something, they put them on a tray and everything, so it's just ready to go. You heard about the coffee cart project with our life skills students at the high school. It's been a great success. They're actually going to be coming to our January board meeting to present their coffee cart program. So I got to tour it last Friday. There's a lot that goes into it that I didn't even think about when you look at the project, and they knew exactly what to do and all the ins and outs. That was a very successful business venture for them, so now they've expanded it. So if you're looking for a holiday gift, they have cocoa gift mugs that they are selling. And again, looking at all the logistics, the students are learning methods from etching on the glass to the, they're called the vinyl peels or stickers, tossing out things and looking from a business aspect. Again, they're $10. They include a Richmond mug, wood spoon, a pack of marshmallows, a gift tag, 2 cocoa packets, and 2 cocoa candy canes. They're taking orders to the 13th of June, or December for delivery around the 16th. Richmond's going to once again participate and support the City of Richmond's Santa Parade. The parade begins at 5 o'clock. All of the carts will be stationed at the elementary school, and then we'll travel onto Main Street for the tree lighting ceremony at 6 o'clock. Look for the lighted school bus. So if anybody would like to ride the school bus, you're more than welcome. Just arrive around 5:30-ish to get on the bus. So it is hard to see unless you shout out the window at night to see people on the bus, but it's possible. So. We're also going to once again support the Richmond Lions Breakfast with Santa at St. Pete's Lutheran Church on Gratiot 31. Our Richmond Middle School Student Council is hosting a Stuff a Bus at St. Pete's. All the non-perishable items that are donated, they will take to the Richmond Lennox EMS for the Richmond Lions Club, giving holiday baskets to various families throughout our community and primarily our district.
What day was that?
That is also, it's December 7th. So you have the Breakfast with Santa. They're also doing the newspaper drive. You've got the parade, and then that night is Sandy's Kids fundraiser. It's a busy Saturday. At the next board meeting, we're going to talk about the VWAC Sportsmanship Summit. Next year, Richmond will be hosting it. The date is set today by Athletic Director Mr. Trent. It'll be September 24th, 2025, next September, where we'll host the 8 VWAC schools and their student athletes at a Sportsmanship Summit. So you'll learn more about that than the next one. Today I had the opportunity to join Mrs. Gallagher, who's the STEM computer teacher at the middle school, Mrs. Campo, the computer, among other things, teacher at the high school, and the first of a 3-part series dealing with artificial intelligence and instructional impact in the classroom. We did a book study, and our next visit, we're actually going out to industries to see how they're using AI in the industry aspect to help our kids prepare for the future that they're going to be going into. So our January conversation with the community is kind of a social media AI theme. So we'll be sharing more of that at that time. And then finally, I'd just like to wish everybody, students, staff, the community, Board of Education, just a happy Thanksgiving. That's it.
Thank you. Our next item on our agenda is items of interest from the board. Danielle, anything?
I'm good.
Sandy?
Yeah, I learned at the conference that we went to that other districts had sensory rooms and stuff, which I talked about a couple of times. But then I learned that we also have them in the elementary school and middle school that I didn't know about. So I did go and visit the one at the elementary school. So I just, it looks amazing. I mean, it is something that I think is definitely needed, and I'm glad that we have it. But I just wanted to real quickly thank everybody who took time out of their day to show me, answer my questions, stuff like that. Mr. Walmsley, Ms. Manguni, Amy Rios, Billy, I'm going to try Sapaniak? Suspaniak, okay, I'm sorry about that. And Mike Gibson, they all were there and answered a lot of my questions, took the time out. So I just wanted to say I appreciate them taking the time out of their busy days to answer my questions. That's all I got. Oh, and I also do want to, I'm sorry, just want to quickly also say happy Thanksgiving to all of the staff, students at Richmond Community Schools.
Thank you. Candace?
Yes, I just wanted to, I guess, could have been part of a rave, but kind of not at the same time. I did attend the community conversation with Mr. Walmsley this past Tuesday, and I just wanted to thank the administrative staff and everyone for putting that together. It was mildly disappointing that we didn't have many of our community members coming in and watching or learning a few things. But I did want to thank the staff for attempting to put that together, and maybe can come full circle, we can give that a try again in the future. I would appreciate it. And happy Thanksgiving to everybody. All the teachers, our workers.
Thank you. Tracy?
I'm good.
Kelly?
No.
I just wish to thank the families, students, and staff. Have a good Thanksgiving, safe Thanksgiving. And I know tomorrow's pajama day or something.
Sure.
Enjoy your pajama day tomorrow, and we'll see you when you come back.
Is that more district-wide, these special spirit days this week?
As far as
Like the flannel
I know
days
they're-
Monday? I thought it was the high
Oh, I
school,
don't
but
know.
I think it
High
is.
school.
I know the middle school is.
It's all districts, it's just, I know, the older you get, the more promotion you can see. Like, we had signs, so
Yeah,
I'm not
you
sure
did,
they have
right.
that at elementary school, but I do know there's like some middle school, a lot of high school.
But you share the same spirit days?
Usually,
Good.
yeah.
Very
Cool.
simple.
Thank you. Okay, next item on our agenda is public comments. There were no emails that the board needed to address since our last meeting, and there were no public comments we needed to address from our last meeting. If anyone would like to address the board at this time, please step forward. Being no public comments, we are going to move on. We're going to go into, I'm looking for a motion to go into closed session.
Pursuant to Section 8A of Michigan Open Meetings Act and upon request of the superintendent, a motion that the Board of Education go into closed session to consider the periodic personnel evaluation of the superintendent.
Do I have support?
Support.
Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We will be coming back out. We have 2 action items after our closed session if you want to see that. Okay, we're going to go back into open session at 8:18. I do. I think we should. Okay, I'm looking for a motion for the approval of the evaluation for the superintendent.
I motion to approve the superintendent's overall evaluation as effective, representing consensus of the board as presented in the attached documentation.
Do I have support? I'm sorry. Support. Thank you, Danielle. Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, before we, Ms. Walmsley is going to just speak briefly about this action item before we do a motion.
You should have had in front of you the action item with the backup and a resolution. I have Mr. Thiel here to answer any questions once the motion's met. But several weeks ago, I sent the board an email concerning about the enrollment in our GSRP. We've done advertising, we've done everything physically possible that we can think of to draw kids in. The enrollment is at 65 kids as of the date of this. We We do have one that's contingent to be 66 coming from another program in the district, but it doesn't support the number of staff that we have. So this resolution tonight would reduce 2 of those staff. We would maintain 5 teachers, 5 sections in the ECSE, but we'd have to adjust the classes appropriately. And having met with the administrative team last week, kind of finalizing this, looking at the least impact. It does involve 7 students that are effective or will be. So the plan would be after, you'll see the dates on here, is a January effective date. So after the holiday, we have the conversation specifically with staff. Their contract requires a 30-day notice. So this would put them in January, which would be after the break, would be the transition for some of those students to a new classroom.
Okay, I'm looking for a motion for the approval of a resolution to lay off Richmond Early Learning Childhood Center employees.
I motion to accept the recommendation of the superintendent and approve the attached resolution and lay off 2 Richmond Early Learning Childhood Center employees due to lower than expected enrollment. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion or questions?
I will just follow up with this, saying that the cost now, once the reduction in paying the salary, we are within the budget of the GSRP, so there will be no cost to the general fund, expected cost to the general fund for the early child. So they stay within the budget that we've been given by the state for GSRP.
So my question, just for clarification, you're saying that we laid off 1 in September and this is an additional 2 for a total of 3? Or you're saying this
Correct.
is 2 total?
Total of 3. We expected to have 90 kids at the almost $10,000 rate, which is the $900,000. And do a quick math here. Based only have 60, and we're only getting 600,000, a little more, 660,000 in revenue. So there's almost $300,000 in lost revenue. So this would adjust staffing to be within that budget. So yes.
And then again, the students that are going to be in that kind of the transition mode, that adjustment is happening in January?
They'll start in the new classroom in January, so everything will stay the same in terms of staffing, in terms of teachers, class sizes through December, and then those parents will be contacted prior to the holiday break and have a conversation one-on-one with Mr. Gibson and Mrs. Mangoon. The staffing, Mr. Field, and I will handle that.
What is the class sizes now?
Now, you are, it's like 13, 14, in one classroom that's at 10, which is the max, based on that layoff in September. If you have 1 teacher, you can only go to 10. If you have a teacher at 8, you can go up to 18. It used to be 16 in years past. The law changed, so it can now go to 18. So basically what we'll have is 3 classrooms of 10, 2 classrooms of 18. Those 2 classrooms will have 2 staff members, and the 3 classrooms will have 1 staff.
So I have a question. The individual that was laid off effective in September, it says in here the individual chose layoff rather than taking another position within the organization. Will these other teachers have an option at all? Is there any other available positions that they would be able to look at?
Yep, currently we have a high school special ed, which is the same number of hours. I believe they've actually the same rate of pay. And we currently have 1 kindergarten classroom aide open. It is less hours though. We haven't filled that one because there's been the student teacher in that classroom. So now we're at the point of filling it so that as the student teacher goes, when they finish, then we'll have that. So yes, there are options.
We will have an option.
The difference in what I proposed to these options and the previous, they weren't in the same bargaining unit. So there was nothing requiring them to take the position within that bargaining unit.
I was just curious if there was going to be
Yes.
something available for them versus a layoff.
Yes.
other questions? Okay, all those in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Being no further business, the board will adjourn at 8:24.